Okay, we're going to have a look at some of our maths today with Roman numerals. I've started with this, which is not part of the work, but it's a rather excellent math stroke based around Roman numerals. So I can't remember how to write 1, 1000, 51, 6 and 500 in Roman numerals. I'm livid. The reason that's funny, because it's hilarious, is that I is 1, M is 1000, Li is 51, Vi is 6, and D is 500. It's quite a good way of remembering those Roman numerals, and it's also a hilarious joke. So we can use that, and we can jump into some of our maths here. So we've got here the number Lx is 60 in Roman numerals. What we need to then do is work out what the others. The way to unpick Roman numerals is to kind of read it quite logically and to try and work your way through it, and you can kind of label it if you want as well. So L is 50, so I've got a 50 here, and then I've got 10 and 10, which is 20, which comes after 50, so it's 50 and 20, which is 70, and then VI is 6, which means so it's 6 after 20 after 50, which is 70 or 20. 50 and 20 is 70. Add 6 is 76. Okay, so you kind of go 50, 26, add them together, 76. The next one here is slightly trickier because C is 100. C century, 100 centimetre, 100 C 100. Okay. X comes before it, so what that is saying is 10 before 100, and what you kind of need to do is almost put like a break in there, so you have 10 before 100, which is 90, and then I have 3, so I'm going to put those two together, I'm going to get 93. Number 2 is look at these numbers written in Roman numerals. One is not written correctly, put a cross on it. Okay, so again we're just going to kind of read these through. So I've got CM. Okay, so C is 100, remember C for century. M is 1000, so I have 1000, 1000, 100 before 1000. So I have 1000, 2000 here, and then I have 100 before 1000, which is 900. So what I have there as a number is 2900. MM 2000, CM 100 before 1000, 100 before 1000 is 900. So that's 2900. If I look at this one, I'm not sure that the next one makes sense. I've got 1000, and then I've got 100 before 1000 and 1000, and just saying it like that kind of doesn't make sense. So I would have 1000, and then I would have 100 before 1000, which would be 900, but then I would have 1000 on the end of that, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I'm questioning that one. I think that one there might be a dodgy one. MMMC, 1000, 1000, 1000, 100. So that's 3100. Okay, 3100 after it. And then here I have 1000, 1000, 100, 100. So this is 2200. Okay, and then I have 1000 MCCC, 1000 followed by 300s. Okay, so those will work. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. That's not. See you later. Okay, then we've got a bit of a place value one here for any good measure. 5-digit cards, 1, 3, 4, 6 and 9. So 1, 3, 4, 6 and 9. Key bit here is I can only use each card once. Okay, that's really, really key in this part. I can only use each card once. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to have just a bit of a think about this one. If I've got a 5 tens here and my left hand side needs to be greater, then of my numbers I can only use 6 or 9. Either one of those would make this one greater here, But if I think about it, if this is a 5, it just needs to be bigger than it. It doesn't need to be as big as it possibly can. So I'm going to put my 6 in there and cross that one off from there. I'm not going to worry about the 1s on this side at the moment because I can put anything in there. Because I've made the 10s bigger, anything I put in the right hand box here is going to be bigger. So I can almost use that one as a spare one at the end. If I have this one here, it means my left hand side is less than my right hand side. Now if the 10s in my right hand side is a 2, that means that this has to be lower than 2 because my 1s is a 0 here. And so that means that that one has to be 1. Okay, so I can cross that one out. I'm not going to fill in the right hand side of this yet because this statement's already correct, and I can just fill that in with spare numbers at the end regardless of what goes on. Now the bottom one is I have left hand side is greater than right hand side. Something is greater than 7, but the only option I have for that is 9. So I've used that. Okay, then I've got 4 and 3. I can put 4 there, I can put 3 there, or I can do it the other way around and put 3 there and 4 there. Okay, either way is correct. Question number 4 works quite similarly to Roman numerals, the same sort of reasoning process in terms of working these out. Okay, and all I would be doing here is I would just be labelling these 1,000, 100, 10, 1. Okay, and then just putting those together 1,000, 200, 3 10s, and 1 1. So I have 1,231. Same principle, label it. Always label it. I'm a big advocate of labelling and annotating your work. 1,000, 1,000, 10, 1 1 1. Okay, so I've got 1,000. I have no hundreds. Don't trip up with that. No, I don't have 1,000. I have 2,000s. Here's me saying don't trip up, and I'm tripping up over it. I have 2,000s. I have no hundreds. I have 1 10 and I have 3 1s. We have the answer 2013. Ancient Egyptians. The ancient Egyptians used pictures to show numbers. The table shows you some of these. Okay, so we have 1s, 10s, 100s and 1000s. Okay, that all looks very similar to I, X, C and M in terms of Roman numerals. Okay, so it's going to work in a very similar way. It's going to follow the same rules, would be my suggestion. Okay, so the first one we have a 10 and 2 1s. That is 12 quite clearly. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back down to here. Okay, I'm going to look at these. So a swirl is a 100 and a pyramid with a person on top, or someone wearing a dress is 1,000. So I'm just going to create my little thing here. Swirly bit, 100, 1,000. Okay, and then I've got that was 10 and that was 1. Okay, so then I've got dress and a swirl. That's going to be 1,100. And then I've got a dress and 2 horseshoes. Horseshoe was 10, so I've got 1,000 again. Label these 1,000 and 10 and 10. So that's going to be 1,000, no hundreds and 20. Okay.